G'day guys, Ninja, got Leo. Going to do some work on the back of your knees. So the reason we're going to do it, we're going to show you. Show us how your knees operate, or your legs operate.
So this right one is a bit more hypermobile, so it kind of extends a lot more, like a bit of hyper extension almost. Whereas the left one feels, it's a bit more, less obviously.
A bit more soft, isn't it?
Yeah, soft.
That one just goes back hard.
Yeah, back hard. So.
And what we want to do is do a quad test for us as well.
Quad test, yeah.
So how's that quad feel?
So pretty tight for that mid quad there. On the left one, not as tight. It still feels a bit in my quad, but definitely some tightness in my quad, man. For the real my quad.
Yeah. So
we'll see what's limiting it, but do some work underneath.
Jump on.
Yeah.
Go face down. So go quickly over here. We can show you. The POPLITEUS goes up in there, that little white bit there, joins onto the upper leg bone, white bit there, and it goes across, and you can see that big wide tendon there, that white bit, it goes across to there. So I'm going to do a little bit on that outside one, but I want to get mostly into this bottom one, that's in the calf. So it's the right leg, isn't it?
Right leg, yeah.
Which is left, which is right.
It always changes when you face down.
Yeah, it confuses me. I've been confused for 24 years now between my left and right. So I'm getting in, if you can see here, Leo, I'm getting in here. I've got my hamstring tendon there, but I want to get in and then push into this upper leg up in there. You feel that, man?
Yeah,
jumping a little bit.
I'm guarding a little bit, but there's definitely something going on.
Yeah, so I want to get in slow if I can. Just try and get out of the way of Leo a bit. It's hard to see, but you can push it in and out to the side a little, and I'm trying to really hit onto that upper leg bone, the femur, and kind of hit where that tendon is. Just there, just got to push through beside that hamstring tendon and then try and get into the structures in there. So that's kind of the top of it. I can kind of move a little bit and see if I can feel anything.
Yeah, there's a good spot.
Pushing back in, So that's a spot there that I need to get into, that it's going to change things. So we're just concentrating on the tendons and just waiting on them. I think the patience, that game of patience and kind of tuning in and going, not trying to be forceful, forcing what I want to impart onto Leo's body. I've got to go with what Leo's body is telling me to do, what pace it can go at, and honour that, respect it. Go out a little bit, you're going to go out that way a little bit.
That's good.
Even more?
Yeah,
so you kind of just navigate through, but you've got to get in there first and then kind of suss things out a bit and then start to go where the blocks are guiding you to go. So you can kind of feel for where it's more solid and just be really, pay attention, tune into that so that you can kind of start to get some good work done for the person, because that's what it's all about. You want change to happen, and it's not going to happen with disconnected. When you're disconnected, you're not touching the right things, you're not working on the right areas. The bits that matter, that's what it matters, that's what this game is. Hit the bits that matter, but being effective when you're in there and holding it until it has time to change its state. Go from that solid into more of a liquid state. So like that. So I can kind of move around a little bit just to see if I can kind of hit any spots that might be just there, I reckon, a little bit.
Yeah, all that's feeling really good, even with like the passive mobilization. It's just feeling like a spot that needs the work kind of thing, so that's what definitely matters.
So you can feel that. When I just do little rotational type things too, like you can rotate it inwards, I can feel it kind of pushes in to where my thumb is and really feel that hitting back into it. So
that's really good.
Trying to decipher that. Get a different angle. It's feeling pretty good. I might kind of try and mosey on into the
that inside line.
Inside line, and I think that's where we kind of often find gold, not always, but often. So you got the calf, the gastroc up here, that medial tendon. So we need to kind of
something like there, man.
Not even, yeah, just 2 seconds in. I'm not even pushing yet. I'm just trying to kind of get in there a little bit. So you can see I'm just below the knee there. So the lower leg bones.
It's feeling quite intense, but like good.
Yeah.
Kind of radiating out a little bit, maybe a little bit down, but you're not too far. But it's definitely feeling like a hot spot.
Yeah. So yeah, just go slowly, and then Leo's body will let me in. So the bits that are kind of in the front of that popliteus can kind of get out of the road. Yeah, we can hit it.
Yeah, really good connection there.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, I've told this story on video before, but yeah, I discovered this this part of the popliteus when I did my knee. I've got a story in, I think it was 2011, June, I fully ruptured my ACL, and yeah, so I didn't have any surgery, I let it heal naturally. I kind of developed so many things, or learned so much from that experience, from getting myself back. But I had this spot in here, and then at the 7-month mark, I was ready to have it released. So what I kind of intuitively knew, that the popliteus become like a surrogate ligament. So it kind of locked up, and I couldn't kind of do my quad stretch properly, and I was pain just here on this spot here. So what happens with the surrogate ligament situation, your body says, okay, we've got to keep these bones from coming apart. And that's what the job of a ligament is, joins bone to bone. So the muscle went into spasm and locked up really hard. And like, I just sort of sat, I was watching Thai boxing. It's about 7 months after the event, and my leg was really good. Like I was sprinting flat out. I could play basketball already and things. I didn't have too much confidence, but I could shoot around. I could kind of do dummy defense and different things like that. So I was flying. Everything, I was squatting, you know, PBs and all that kind of stuff already. But I just sat there, and I sat on this spot here while I was sitting down, shoved my thumb into the back of my leg here, and I sat on the one spot. I reckon it was over an hour, you know, on this one spot, and I kind of just waited on it. I can feel it, and I was tracing it, and I was feeling for where the pain was and where this solidness was. And ever since that day, so it was like at the end of 2011 or start of 2012, I fixed it. So from then on, I kind of had this fascination with popliteus, and yeah, it was direct experience. I experienced it, I fixed it, I've noticed how much it changed, and yeah, my life has been good ever since, you know, so yeah, I'm happy. But yeah,
still seemed pretty good back then. You said you were still hitting PBs.
Yeah.
Playing basketball.
Yeah.
Throwing out slam dunks and stuff still.
I wish I was slamming it, man. Yeah. But I kind of had a period where I was hitting the squats and deads and farmers carries really heavy, and doing lots of pull-ups and stuff. So, and I'm 50 now, and like 3 weeks ago I equaled my PB from back in those days. So it was like, I don't exactly know when I did it, but I got 190 up properly with a deadlift. Yeah, I hadn't done that since, you know, 8 or 10 years, so I don't even know exactly when. So
that's a pretty good spot then, Joe. You can probably push a bit harder if you want.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
Give me the permission.
That's it, man.
Yeah, so PBs at any age, you just gotta be desperate.
Don't be desperate, man.
How much do you want it?
Yeah.
I know. Yeah. So yeah, that's the question you've got to ask. How much do you want it? Because if you don't want things, you do things that sabotage. You know what I mean? You don't really want it if you're doing sabotage kind of behaviour. You kind of you know, whatever that sabotage is, you know. So
yeah, I guess you got to like audit your behaviour then, man. And,
yeah.
You know, the actions that you're doing, do they align with what you want? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, you can say you don't really want it that much if you kind of are willing to do the wrong things that aren't, you know, that kind of detract from that mission that you're on. You know, I know there's moderation and things like that, but if it's a continual habit, you're kind of saying to the universe or saying to the world, whatever you want to say, that you're not serious. You don't really want it.
That's a good spot there, and you can pin it a bit harder.
Yep.
Yeah. Feels like it needs like a sweep somewhere, man. I think
Or sweep it down, or
down, man, for sure.
Yeah, you kind of you know how you intuitively know what way you want it to be encouraged. So I can kind of go down along here and try and push back it along the line of it. Just there, I reckon I got into a good little groove there. And I like there's contraindications with this place to work on, you know, like a lot of people that watch this that are fresh out of school are just sort of taking notice of what they say at school. They say don't work behind the knee, you know, there's arteries and different things there, but if you can kind of let those things get out of the way, you can really, you know, connect in with a spot that really needs work, and you're not going to damage any arteries or anything like that, any kind of glands or whatever is in behind here, because you kind of you're doing this with poise and purpose and kind of, you know, awareness of that kind of stuff. So you're kind of not going to smash something in there and do any damage. And because of the really slow pace of our treatment as well, we never damage tissue. It's kind of like if you imagine smashing something with a hammer up against, kind of just gradually pushing into it, you're not going to damage it, not going to splatter it everywhere. So we don't want to be a splatter kind of operation here. We want to be here and healing things, encouraging things, molding things rather than destroying. So I kind of see some therapies that are really aggressive and forceful and hard and bruising and, you know, fast, and they're kind of just really, people are writhing around, all that kind of stuff. And I kind of see that as damaging things more.
Yeah.
It's got to heal all that kind of new damage on top of trying to get rid of that chronic pain or whatever chronic kind of thing that's going on, dysfunction. So I want to be getting permission and getting consent and kind of being able to work with somebody at their own pace to be able to get things to flow again. So
yeah, down that way seems to be where
it's good action there.
Yeah.
All right, we'll just do a little bit more, and then we might retest, see how your quad stretch is, and then and see how it feels.
Yes.
So it might be something we can kind of revisit and keep working.
Sure.
Yeah.
Keep working down there. That's the spot.
So there's a good spot. Bit in fresh territory. I better don't leave him hanging. Let's fucking do it right now.
Does it feel like you're kind of getting into the calf a bit more, or
I'm still
there?
It still might be catching a little bit of calf, but it's sort of I'm really trying to trace that bone where we kind of looked on the chart where that muscle would be attaching on. So that's what we want to change. That's where all the kind of the real stress is. It's pulling on that bone to kind of, so that's where the stress point is. So that's the job of the tendon. It's how the muscle anchors onto the bone. So that's where the real tension, stress is, the loading is. So we've got all those little micro tears over many years, or if there's been a trauma in there, we can help to clear that scar tissue and get it to heal up. So that's what it's all about. We want to get better, we don't want to feel worse. It's the name of the game. Alright, I'm going to come out of there slowly. Should see a big thumbprint there. Look at that. Oh yeah. There you go. Yeah. How's it feel? Notice anything?
Yeah, a lot less on the quad.
Yeah.
Probably, I don't know if there's range change. Does that seem any difference
I
here?
reckon there is a little bit of range change too. That's like a couple of centimetres, sort of that much. But yeah, that was my kind of thing too that I really noticed. I was trying to get out the pain in there when I originally kind of did my tricks on myself, but then I was shocked that
How much
quad,
range that you got in your quad?
yeah, I was sort of like there with my range, and then I kind of went straight, and then I could go beyond that as well. I could go beyond
Because it just shows like the relationship between different areas of the body around the same joint, maybe, you know, agonist and antagonist kind of relationship. So, yeah, another added benefit of the treatment, you know, really good. Awesome, Heaps. Thanks so much. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
All right.
Run well. Done.